Hello everyone, in this video I am going to talk about how do we find a playlist and what is a playlist? What should I do when I get my playlist of the week? So how do we find a playlist? Here in my landing page, you will see a section here. All the way down, it's called the learning plans. So a playlist is basically a learning plan of the week. You find your grade level, which is third graders here, and it will take you to a folder where I have all my learning playlists saved here, and you're going to look at the date, find the right one, which is the first one here, and double click. It will lead you into that. Oops. Okay, it will lead you to that playlist. So I will highly recommend you to read through the playlist with your parents when you first get it, because they can help you to break down what you are going to do during the week, and they can explain to you if you have any questions, and if both your parents and you are not clear with some of the directions here, they can email me right away, and I will be there, support you. So let me read through the first part here. So this week we will first be introduced to our virtual learning classroom, and the second big part here is saying that we will start our learning of Chinese by introducing pinyin. So I'm going to hold on the second part here, and I'm going to look at what are the 4 bullet points under the first section. So the first one is saying, how does my day look like during the virtual learning? I think by now, most of you already have a picture about what is a virtual learning looks like. I know there's still a lot of things going on. We are trying to set up a schedule, but basically during your virtual learning, you have your Zoom meeting with teachers, sometimes small group meetings, and then you're doing independent work, and you're meeting me on Tuesday and Thursday, and you're meeting English teachers on Wednesday and Friday, and on Monday you are not meeting with either me or Miss Dickman, and you are doing the related art learning. So this is how your virtual learning generally looks like. So if you can answer that just like what I did, you can check that off. So now let's look at the second bullet point. It's saying how to follow along the playlist to complete the learning in a virtual classroom. That is what we are talking about it right now. So I'm going to hold on that, and we are going to go to the third bullet point. It's saying, how do I meet with my teachers? And there are 2 small questions. First, what is Zoom? Yeah, the Zoom is an app that we can meet each other. Check. And how to find the Zoom app? It's already on my home screen. And the Zoom link is posted in Seesaw, and it's also on the teacher's landing page. So check and check. Okay, so I think generally if you already met me on Tuesday morning on Zoom, you know what is Zoom, and you know how to find the Zoom link to meet your teacher. So you can check it off. So now let's go down to the 4th bullet point. It's saying, what is a digital citizen and how do I become one? So this we also talked about on the morning meeting. So, and we also do a Seesaw activity to share about what you're going to do this year to become a better digital citizen. So I think all my 3rd graders, you can check that off. So basically what left here in the first big part here this week is the how to follow along a playlist to complete the learning in a virtual classroom. And under that big question, there are 2 small questions. The first one is, where can I find my learning target and my learning resource? How to show my learning progress? So that's why, to help you answer these 2 questions, that's why I am recording this small mini lesson for you. So now let's figure out, how can I find my learning target and my learning resource? So under that big introduction part, you are seeing the tables here. So the first one is introducing the learning target. So the learning target here, what I write is about the pinyin. If you can do just like it is saying that I can, and you can do all these 5 bullet points, you learned what we need to learn for this week. So I'm going to skip on all this I can part because that's what we are going to talk about on Thursday morning meeting on Zoom. And here next to the learning target, it's saying the learning evidence. So when you learn it, when you practice it, you need the evidence to show that you complete the learning. So here is the table that you can record it, what you learned, and which date you complete the learning evidence, which date you feel like, oh, I learned it. So you can put a date on that. So the learning evidence is related to the learning target. The evidence is to support that you get on that target. So here, I list that out for you this week, but in the future, you can just do it yourself. You can write down, I can memorize something, I can create something, I can complete something, or I did this much learning, how many minutes, and that's all your learning evidence. Okay, so down to this first table, you come to the next part here. This table is about learn about it. You can explore some or all of these resources. So here, the big word, resource. I remember we see that in this question. Where can I find my learning target and my learning resource? So here you go. In this table, learn about it. So learn about it is giving you the learning resources. So here, you have your first resource in a YouTube link. So when you click on this, there are 3 playing lists that I already created, and I approved that for you. So when you click on that, it will directly take you to that playlist on YouTube, and you are going to read or watch all of the video there. So I can show you one. So for example, I click on the first playlist and it takes me to this 8 videos, the introduction of the pronunciation with pinyin. And here are the 5 tones and a song about the tones in Chinese pinyin. So this is the first playing list. And the second one is talking about all the finals, not all the finals, the 5 very important finals in pinyin system. So you can watch that. And the third one is all about the songs. It helps you to memorize what we learned. So you don't need to worry a lot about that, because on Thursday, the Zoom meeting, I'm going to talk more in details. And here, we are going to move to the next to the playing list is having this big Zoom link and a Zoom icon. It's remind you that to learn about it, you also need to join to the Zoom meeting. And this is part of the learning resources that you are coming to the meeting live with me on Tuesday and Thursday so that I can teach and you can learn at the same time. And here, next to the Zoom, sometimes I understand that things happen and you cannot check in a Zoom meeting with me, but no worries. If that is about we are learning a new stuff, like the pinyin, for example, I will definitely record that mini lesson for you, and you can go to see the recording there. I will put a link here later. When you click on the icon, it will directly take you to that where you can find the recordings, and this one will take you to the Zoom meeting with me. All right, so now let's talk about the next table. It's saying practice it. So the practices is after you learned, you have kind of a general idea of the new things that we learned. You need to practice your skills so that you really own it. So you have the option as a Quizlet, which I created for you, and you can, let's open that through Safari to see how it looks like on the iPad. So it will take you to the pinyin set that I created, and you can go through the flashcards. I'm gonna quickly, so I did not sign up in the Quizlet website yet. So if you are seeing this, you can go ahead and click on Google. I think basically everything here you are using is through Google. So sign up with Google. Or, actually, no. Actually do a login with Google. And use your school account. And now you are able to view the whole set here on the Quizlet. Well, if you go too fast, try and just skip through, it will remind you. Okay. Anyway, so here's the Quizlet. And here is the practices. There's another option on practices is to rewatch the songs and videos in this unit. So you can rewatch the same list as I listed here about learn about it. And here, another way to practice is I provide you an option to finish the assignments on the ClassKick. So if you already signed in successfully to your ClassKick, you're supposed to be able to see this assignment. It's called the worksheet 3rd grade and the date in the front. But you don't have to do that right now. It's just a remind that you are using that. And during the Zoom meeting, like on Tuesday and Thursday, I will also let you know that this is a must do or not, or when you have to finish that. Basically, you have the whole week to do this work. Okay, so that is this week's practices. In some week, I might provide more options, and some weeks, maybe just 3 or 2. Okay, so the next table is called the evidence of learning. Here, evidence. Where did I remember that I see that? Oh, here. There's big questions here. how to show my learning progress. How to show my learning progress here. You need the evidence. So if you want to show the teacher or your parents your learning progress, you are learning more stuff, new things, you need the evidence. So the evidence here, for this week, to show your learning progress, you have the option 1 as complete all the assignments in class kit. Option 2, sing the pinyin songs. If you have sing the songs, if you have watched the songs again and again and again, I think your smart brain will start to sing along with it and memorize the things in the song. So I know that you are very good at catching up with songs. So just go ahead and sing along with it. And to show the progress, you can just by singing the pinyin song to your family members, or tell them something that you learned from watching the video about pinyin. And the third option to show your evidence of learning is to screenshot that you did a very good job on your Quizlet. Maybe you are doing a match game, or maybe you are just flipping the flashcards and do the learning, like answer the questions. And you see that I have an example here. It takes me about 15 minutes, and I got all the questions in the learn section, like here. No, well. So I have 24 flashcards there, and I got all the 24 correctly answered. And let's have a challenge. If you can beat me about this, like 15 minutes. See if you can use less time to learn all of this. Haha. Alright, the last way, like for this week that I provided for you to show that you learned what you're supposed to learn is to create a poster. On this poster, you are going to show like a pinyin with the initial, the tone, and the finals. That's the 3 most important part in pinyin. And you are going to label it just like what is on this picture. And you are going to put it on somewhere on your learning space, in your learning space, so that you can easily see it as you're learning. So when you finish all of this 4, you can go ahead and come here and check the date, write the date that you've completed. And that is your learning progress. I'm probably gonna change this to learning progress, this part. But, well, I'm still thinking about that. So right now I just keep it there. Alright, that's pretty much it. That's answered the questions here. How to follow along the playlist to complete the learning in a virtual classroom. And if you still have any questions after watching this video, just let me know on Thursday when we are having the Zoom meeting. We're going to talk more. I'm going to answer your questions and just talk more in details about the pinyin part, the second part. Alright?